Howdy folks, it's rjhelms here with episode 11 of Let's Play OpenTTD with the FIRS Industry Set. In the last episode, just to recap, we spent some time getting these junctions, the ones that we've numbered, DNG1 and SKH1, cleaned up a little bit with this fancier roundabout that just has some room for trains to wait and these bridges, so that it's still not perfect, but now the capacity of them is quite a bit higher than it was before. They can have a number of trains waiting in them, not blocking other trains. So while there's still some places to improve, like this isn't great, the throughput's a lot higher, and it's, most importantly, not a critical bottleneck. We had some problem that this one was dropping down because the engineering supplies trains were getting bogged down at this junction, and that was the biggest thing that was holding us up. So this should work pretty well for us. And what I want to look at today, in this episode, is finding a way to kind of put some industrial routes along this spur of track that we currently have built. I do like this iron ore mine. It feeds into a metal production that we already have, so that's interesting. Let's look at the mini-map. Disable these inputs. So we don't need the smithy forge, we don't need the machine shop, we don't need the port, we don't need the lumber yard. I just want to see if there's anywhere good for this to go. There's another iron mine there. There's a steel mill down here, so that actually looks like it'll be... That looks like it'll be a good choice. And where was the other iron ore mine? It was here, right? But I'll start with this guy, the Tiraspol iron ore mine. So I'm going to build it with... What's our train length here? It's not 5, it's 7, right? Yeah, it's 7. And make sure I'm using electrified railways. It must be defaulting to 5 because of another game I was playing. I'll put this here so I can actually pick up that farm as well. That is a mixed farm, yeah. Not something we need just yet, but it'll work in the future. And we'll just bring these down and find a way for them to join up. So this one is the one coming out. So it actually just jogs down one tile. It can just slide in nice and neatly with that. With some signaling. And this one's going to need a tunnel here. And it can do that. Wonderful. So you're going to need to be a path signal right there. And pull you all the way back. Beautiful. You're going to be a path signal here. No, you guys are all the way back here with the one-way path signals. And a depot. Let's rename this so Tiraspol Manor. Do I have something else with Tiraspol as the name? No, I don't. So you can be TRPM for Manor. Let's keep this up because you are for the iron ore mine. Now there's just the question of how to service this guy. Power plant, huh. Seems like a weird name for it. Because this is far enough away from the mainland, I have the room to make it a rover station. And for these things that are kind of intermediate, that's always kind of the winning strategy. I got plenty of room to expand this later if I want to. I actually think this should come up like here. Okay, now here I'm just going to build a loop-de-loop sort of guy, line merge, half loop. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that feels like a good place to do it. This means there's a signal between this one and that one. And if we're coming off it, okay, now we can signal this guy up. So that's the exit. You're going to be the entrance. And the signal's pulled all the way back, as they should. And here I can use the one-way path signals, because it's a Roro. Plop in our depot. And give you a name, so you're going to be DNGP for power plant. Bit of a weird name. Okay, so first thing is an iron ore train doing that run. Let's look at what our iron ore vehicles are. Not grain, iron ore, gondola, large hopper. Large hopper is one we want, which makes the Selkirk still our train. And a caboose. Make sure it is refit for iron ore, because I've made that mistake a few too many times. Go to there. And go to here. Pin these guys up and get started. I want to keep this up because it's going to still need something. I don't need this anymore. And let's give it a group. So this group is going to be iron TRPM to DNGP. You take engineering supplies, and how much do you need? 84. But of course, this junction is not built in such a way that that could get in there. So if I built an engineering supply train now, coming from here, it would have to, what would it do? It would come out here, it would be able to do it, but it would have to make a 180 in this junction. The alternative is to build some monster spur here to let this loop both ways. I think I could actually pull it off. It's gonna be some spaghetti, but not as bad as it could otherwise be. It's gonna be path signal in this case. Yes, coming on here, I mean, that's gonna be ugly. A train that wants to do that. You pull all the way back to there where that's a path signal. Still having some trouble at this junction. But thankfully this train that I'm building here won't be such a problem. So engineering supplies. Do I have a modern one? Yes, I do. So you're going to have to be cloned. But with totally different orders. You're not going to go to SKHV. You are going to go to TRPM. I'm going to put you in a new group. Engineering supplies SKHB to TRPM. Train 70, you're going in there, and you're going to get started. And keep an eye on this as well, because that could get messy. I just want to make sure that this is able to do what I want it to at the intersection. This is a nightmare. Okay, so it goes down there and it's going to loop around onto this. Hopefully without too much trouble. And it's off. Okay, now this guy's going to where it needs to be. So now's a good time actually to think about where we want the metal to go. I do have a metal train, which is going to SKHE is the engineering supplies and farm supplies, but there's no shortage of those, so no point in serving that. You go to VNAW. I feel like I had somewhere else that metal could go to. Can't sort by accepts, can I? No, I must have just made that up, actually. Okay, but this should all work. It'll go down straight through here up to VNAW. So we'll unpause and we'll do the same thing here. I can do this when I'm paused. And new group, metal DNGP to VNAW. You can go into there. Get started. Okay. Wait. You should be full load. Why did it not? Oh. Because it had skipped. That's fine, actually, because that's going to get this guy. No, it's not going to give him metal rating. Oh, well. I was going to hope. My hope was that that would say that it was going to register it as picking up metal, but it didn't. Oh, well. Not much I can do to get it back now. It's going to... Actually, where'd it go? I'm going to have you skip orders and turn around wherever you can. I'm not sure where that'll be, but it'll be interesting. Okay, so I do want to cut this episode. Like I mentioned in the Empire TV Tycoon, I'm trying to stock up some episodes before I take off for the holidays. So I do want to keep these things kind of sub 20 minutes just to keep myself sane when I'm trying to record a whole bunch. So let's just do one last look at our waiting cargo, see what's not working out so well for us. And got lots of stuff in the passengers. Where do you want to go? STP, so it looks like I actually want another one of those trains. Okay. Another passenger train. I'm going to set this one off once this one's left. I want to see how it's doing on timetable, actually. There's a lot of slack in this, which hopefully isn't so necessary. 41 days early. Okay, so I'm actually going to go to your timetable. I'm going to set your start date for a weekish from now. And set the date. That'll send this one off on its way. That's okay, and then I've got... STNM is still having tons of livestock. What's the reason for that? Oh, I've got so many livestock trains. Are any of them sitting? No, they're all scattered throughout. I wanted you to stay up. Okay, well. One more of these wouldn't hurt anybody. And I can already see here the amount of ore piling up here is become quite significant. So another iron train is in order. Farm supplies and entrance supplies, food. If I look at my food, I've got 2. They're both on their way to pick up. My question is, does STP accept food? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I'll put one more food train in, share. And that'll do for this episode, I think. In the next episode, we can keep plugging away at getting our more things on this line. I think the next logical conclusion is, or step, is to get this iron ore mine on. But there's a ton of other industries. That's basically what I want to do. Is rather than necessarily expanding the network that we have, which we can take a look here, is looking pretty good. Rather than necessarily expanding this out farther in any directions, there's tons of room to go along. But if we go to the industries, there's a lot. There's a whole lot because of how I did the generation settings. So, the world generation settings. So, it might be better to kind of infill to some extent, especially along here, because we're not making too much use out of what's going on in this group. This is pretty saturated. I mean, obviously I won't be able to serve everything just because of the density of the industries and how much infrastructure is needed. But so we'll look at that. I think the iron ore mine's a good place to start. I pointed at some other places we could go in previous episodes. So that is a logical next step, I think. But we'll deal with that in the next episode. So until then, this has been OpenTTD with the FIRS Industry Set. I've been rjhelms. Thanks so much for watching. As always, please leave any comments, any thoughts or feedback you have in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things like this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.